Welcome to our finca, located in el Pla de Mallorca, where we have an olive grove with 3,000 olive trees, 18 years old, Arbequina variety. We control all the process from the tree to the bottle, and now we will explain you all the steps of this process in which we combine tradition and very high quality. We begin the harvest very soon in October, when almost all the olives are very green. This is an important requirement for the quality of the olive oil, because if the olive oil is obtained from very green olives, we can have a very fruity and a spicy and bitter olive oil. We harvest using a system called vibration. To vibrate the tree, we use this machine connected to the tractor. This machine is connected next to the trunk and we shake it very fast. By this system, we pick the olives because they fall inside the blue umbrella. We don't want that any olive touches the soil. After vibrating the tree, we use two other people to obtain the last olive at the tree. You can see they are equipped with mechanical combs and they are combing the tree to obtain the last olive. Also, as you can see, all the olives finishes inside this tank. When this tank is full of olives, we transport them to the olive mill to obtain our olive oil. When we have picked around half ton of olives, we put them in these green boxes. We use these green boxes to transport the olives to the olive mill. And before, we separate the leaves and the branches that are together with the olives when we vibrate the tree, as you can see now.
The olives arrive to the olive mill. They arrive in boxes of maximum 500 kilos in order to avoid that they get crushed or damaged. They are filled inside this box. Before they enter the mill, we try to separate leaves and small branches from the rest of the olives. The olives fall inside the box where they get washed first of all, then they get dried. In all this process, from the beginning to the end, we try not to exceed a temperature of 23 degrees centigrade, because here we produce cold pressed extra virgin olive oil. When they are dry, they come into our mill where they get crushed. The whole olive, including the pit. This smoothie paste goes inside a tube into our mixer. The paste is now in our mixer, so-called blender, where they get stirred. And after around 10 minutes, you will see through these little windows how the micro drops of oil, the droplets, separate a little bit from the rest of the paste. This facilitates the work in the next and final machine, our decanter. In the decanter, we will see how finally the oil separates completely from the rest of the paste and goes through this tube outside into this box. The leftover paste is pushed backwards and outside and get mixed with the leaves and branches from the beginning. And we use this as compost and fertilizer on our fields. Once we have our olive oil, it is still unfiltered. So before it enters these tanks, it has to be filtered. In the tanks, we fill in the bottles when we have orders. That means on demand. Why? Because we think that the best place for the extra virgin olive oil is inside these tanks. The oil has three main enemies, which is the light, no light goes inside, which is temperature. Here we always have the room at more or less 16 degrees centigrade, and oxygen. To avoid oxygen inside the tanks, we fill in nitrogen and the oxygen goes out.
And this is the result of the process. Our golden treasure, the olive oil, a typical Mediterranean product, very healthy, that we can use in our cuisine almost in any way.